Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. I am Jeff Reinholz, and I am the host of MSP Insights. So historically, I like to spend some time with you in the MSP community and give you some insight into the world of what thought leaders are doing in the MSP space. We talk about a range of different topics from growth in business to the addition of automation to learning more about how some of the best and brightest are leveraging technology like data. Today, I want to give you a little bit of an inside look into your host, Jeff Reinholz. That's me. Because one of the things a lot of people like to recently ask is, well, what's your story? And when I hear the term, what's your story? That's what I always like to ask my guests when you think about MSP Insights. So today I want to give you a little bit of an inside look of how I got to Datto, how I became obsessed with the idea of how technology can improve people's lives, and how did I really start to get an obsession on great experiences for clients and how that can actually be enabled through training and education. But to get to know a little bit more about me, I would always label myself as kind of the kid who always was a dreamer. I grew up in a super small town, graduated with just over 100 people in a community that really had kind of a life that was about hunting, fishing, hiking, exploring. And I was always one of those kids that just wondered, you know what, pre-internet, what was life like outside that mountain that you could always see in the distance? And that beautiful journey has taken me to where I am today. I always kind of hit the rewind button to being one of those kids that didn't learn like everyone else. I had those unique conversations with my guidance counselor that said, you know, you're going to struggle to get your SATs, to get into college, and I really wouldn't have those big aspirations if I were you to go to college. You're probably going to be better off in a trade. And I'll be the first to admit, I want to compliment every man and woman who is in the world of trades, because I've got family members who are in the world of the trades, working as carpenters, electricians, working as welders. You're doing a great job. But for me, I never thought I could see myself there. So I want to go to college. So I remember going to college and finally getting my SATs and passing them, and finally getting the opportunity to earn my undergrad degree, and then taking some time off, learning the world through sales and what's it like to be a sales professional, which led me the opportunity to go back to school and actually earn a dual cert from Nazareth College, one of the great educational institutions right up here in upstate New York in Rochester. And that's really where my career started to take off, because I found that in this world of learning, again, I always like to consider myself the kid who just learned differently. I knew education could change people's lives. And once upon a time, I thought I was going to be inspiring young men and women that walked in the classroom to better understand everything that they could do. And hopefully now I'm living in a world where I can actually inspire a lot of adults that are constantly thinking about these barriers and these roadblocks and reasons why they can't grasp information. I love to break those down. And that's why we come together every single week in the world of MSP Insights and hearing these stories on how people are coming through with these aha moments and overcoming adversity because of their ability to reflect, to grow, to want to train, to educate. And most importantly, it's always great when they share that knowledge. But, when I think about my time leading up to MSP Insights, I take a look at my journey being really unique, that I've worked with some amazing tech companies, got my start in the world of tech, working with CA Technologies, overseeing sales and education in North America, and working from a global perspective on a partner relationship level. Got an opportunity to work with some great brands like Mercedes-Benz and Hughes Telematics when we were just starting to integrate the idea of infotainment. So what you know of today, you get in a vehicle and you have this great connected technology experience. That was something I was looking under the hood, probably 15 years ago. So it's great to see how far technology has come. And this beautiful journey has led me to have an opportunity to work with some great startups. Most recently, seeing this little company that thought that they could, as they built this wonderful software solution on enterprise food service management, going from this beautiful startup out of RIT to something that blossomed through an acquisition through Constellation Software in the world of private equity, to even once upon a time starting my own tech company. I thought I would go out and start this beautiful business called Rochester Smart Biz to help smart businesses grow. But this great journey actually led me right before coming to Datto to spend 2.5 wonderful years with a great MSP right here in Rochester, where I could really see an MSP that wanted to evolve, that wanted to grow, and that wanted to modernize. And we really focused into a lot of core components on how do you put people first when you think about employees as well as the client, and then how do you get there? And what was beautiful as we went through this experience is How do we train our team members? How do we give them the tools to be successful, which then talked about the integration of our Datto products. And then how could you put your customers in the best position to then leverage our tools and technologies? So it was this wonderful experience that led me a year and a half ago here to Datto. And every single day, we just are so very lucky to get this great opportunity to hear so many wonderful stories from our partners in their journeys of how they've grown, how they've solved problems. And I think what's been really great about all of this is really their willingness to want to share. And most importantly, lean in with other partners and share how they're growing and how they're actually faced the same challenges, albeit a year ago or 10 years, but they want to offer that thought leadership. The other part is everyone asks, how do you balance all of these things? How do you make everything work? And at the end of the day, it really boils down to making sure that you got great passion in what you do when you think about your career, and also having that balance, because, anytime you find me outside of Datto, you're going to see me being what I often label to my kids as the weekend Uber driver. If it's taking my son to hockey or lacrosse or a sporting event, or making sure that I'm available for my wife or my daughter as she's going to go to dance or lacrosse herself. It's great to have these moments, and I think it's important for them to see a father who is engaged, who's available, and really enjoy seeing them succeed in what they find great passion for. Outside of being the dad, I love getting to be the husband I am today. I love to get an opportunity to be active in my community, where we are actively participating and supporting the Golisano Children's Hospital here in Rochester. I'm one of these dads that lost a child at a very young age. In that moment, it taught me so much about myself, how valuable time is. And it really taught me how impactful we can be for others if we lean in and can provide support, guidance, and simply sometimes just an ear. So I want to thank you so much for joining me every single time we go and put out a new episode of MSP Insights. Hopefully you can walk away with something that creates an aha moment for you, that creates inspiration for yourself, and ultimately helps you solve a problem. And I hope you pay it forward. That's the beautiful part about this journey, is we've got such an immense opportunity in this world where we're drowning with information. We can bring together these shots of great wisdom that can offer guidance, direction, and peace of mind. So again, thanks so much. This is Jeff Reinholz, your host of MSP Insights, and I hope you can join me soon.